pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds, and when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me.
After an absolute slugfest at Richmond last week, this saw Parker Collins finally get the monkey off his back and bring one home in victory lane. We move now to the Midwest and the beautiful Kansas Speedway for round number 8 of the CleanRacing.net Truck Series. Good evening, everybody. George Basso up in the booth with you tonight for this next round here in the Truck Series. Now, the series has been here 3 previous times, back in Season 2, back in Season 6, and back in Season 9. The last 2 races have been won by defending series champion Josh Lilly, who has a little bit of a deficit coming into tonight's event. I'm going to bring up the current point standings. Austin Carey currently sitting atop the pile at 251 points. Greg Barnett currently running in second. Jason Higginbottom, Nate Brown, and defending series champion Josh Lilly rounding out your top 5. Less than 25 points separating your top 5 right now. Adam Duff, Parker Collins, after winning last week, moves up into 7th. Evan Kinney, Chris Smith, and Dan Sykes rounding out your top 10 as we come into tonight. And if you look down there, right around 13th, Joey Stiers and Kevin Hayes both tied there for 13th. Jacob Grant rounding out your top 15. Dylan Grimm, Jeremy Moore, and Fred Garcia rounding out your top 18. As that's all we've got here tonight. No, I take that back. 21 haulers in the infield for this next round, as we are now going to take a look at tonight's conditions. Currently 70-degree ambient air temperature, 55% relative humidity, clear skies, wind pretty negligible at only 2 miles an hour, 97-degree track temperature here as we currently sit. And it doesn't seem like a lot, but that's actually relatively cool for this track. I've seen it deep into the triple digits in prior events here, but all your usual favorites are here. I believe the only one I'm seeing that's missing so far is Josh Lilly. Lilly is not here tonight currently, as only a few minutes left here in the practice session. Currently sitting atop the pile, Michael Anthony showing the way. Dylan Grimm, Chris Worrell, Darren Staff, Jason Higginbottom rounding out your top 5 currently. But, three guys that have really made some waves since they've come into the series, Michael Anthony, Dylan Grimm, and Chris Worrell. All three of those drivers have had speed so far, just haven't had the finishes indicative of the runs they've been having. So I expect good things. And Austin Carey, by staying out of trouble and being consistent, currently sitting in 12th, is currently leading your points. Speed wins races, consistency wins championships, and staying out of trouble. That's the big key here tonight at Kansas, as we're only about a minute 25 left in the hot lap session. Let's see if we can grab somebody for a quick interview. And of course nobody's here. And I don't want to put that bad juju on anybody that I am seeing in the Discord, so we're not going to talk to a driver yet, only because the announcer's curse and I'm stupid-stitious. And yes, I did say that the way I meant to say it. But about 50 seconds left here in the hot lap session. 120 laps of scheduled distance here tonight. 4 sets of tires total to get them through the race. The set that they qualify on is the set that they have to start the race on, and then they're laying 3 sets extra in the pits to get them through all 120 laps here at the Kansas Speedway. Want to thank our good friends over at the ringsidereport.net. You could find their podcasts and where you find all your podcasts. Spotify is where I go personally for the Ringside Report. For all your MMA, wrestling, boxing, jiu-jitsu, kickboxing, you name it, combat sports, ringsidereport.net is the only stop you need. As the checkers fly over the practice session, we're getting ready to turn them loose for qualifying. 2 flying laps, that's all you're going to get, as we are going to mute that, come over here, and show qualifying. Let's see if the ticker's going to play nice tonight, folks. Place your bets. How many times am I going to have to restart the overlay tonight? Chris Worrell going to be one of the first ones to roll it. Jamie LaRocque out on track. And Jamie's one of those deals that he's been with this league for a while and normally stays quiet, tries to keep the truck out of trouble, and usually only if it's someone else's dumpster fire that he's been caught up in, that's the only time you're going to see the 15 really in trouble. And just as I say that, little sideways coming off the 4, that's going to kill a little bit of momentum as he does take the green to start his qualifying attempt. Mike McCrate goes purple in the second sector on his outlap. So McCrate with a good head of steam so far, as LaRocque going to lay the first time down. And just as I say that, Evan Kinney goes purple in the first sector on his flyer. Second sector for the 6, right to the top of the pile. LaRoque slotting into second currently. Times are going to start to come in hot and heavy now, as Chief Cook and Bottle Washer of the league driving the Chevy Silverado tonight. That is Fred Garcia. Evan Kinney bangs the wall on lap 2. Going to negate the lap. Let's see what it's going to look like time-wise. Does not improve, but Dylan Grimm right to the top of the pile. 30.62 as Chris Worrell jumps up to second quick. Greg Barnett currently sitting second in points. Again, consistency wins championships, and that's exactly what Barnett's trying to do. Brown up into fourth. Barnett up into third. Points leader Austin Carey on his first flyer, actually on his second flyer right now, coming through 3 and 4. Currently sits 10th quick. Looks like he is going to improve on his first lap time. Actually, he's not. That actually goes slower by 1/1000th of a second. Good grief. Chris Smith in the 14 out on track right now, getting a good run. Coming off of 4, you see him drifted up, brings it right down to the apron, shortest way to the start-finish line. Smith's first lap, going to put him 13th. Ken Pack out on track right now, just finishing his. He slots in the 6th quick. Jeremy Moore goes up to 3rd quick. Good run out of the United States Air Force Toyota Tundra team. Jason Higginbottom always showing speed. He's out on track right now. Coming through 3 and 4 for his first flyer. Right down to the apron. Quickest way across. 6 quick for Higginbottom on his first lap. Still waiting for 3 trucks to try to lay a qualifying lap down. And that's going to do it for Higginbottom. 1 and done. It's the only other truck out on track right now. And everybody's in the pits now. Waiting for Abram Gaston, Darren Staff, and Michael Anthony. So those are the only 3 that have not laid a time yet. Going over a few track facts here tonight. Again, this is the 4th time that this series has come to Kansas. Season 2, Season 6, and Season 9 was the latest time. And they went caution-free. Josh Lilly winning in Season 6 and 9 for the CleanRacing.net series. 120 laps around this mile and a half. They call them cookie cutter tracks, but they're not really. But last race at Richmond, Parker Collins, Michael Anthony, Lane Hosler, your top 3. And, you know, as we mentioned earlier, looks like we're not going to get those final few, and we are not. So, you know, as we mentioned, Austin Carey currently sitting atop the pile in the driver's standings, as we are now going to go to our starting lineup for tonight. Coming home with the pole position in the Ricochets Racing number 7, that is Dylan Grimm. 30.624 for him. He's going to be joined with Chris Worrell on the front row. Jeremy Moore and Greg Barnett going to roll it off in row number 2, with Nate Brown and Jason Higginbottom in row 3. Evan Kinney and Ken Pack going to roll it off in row number 4. Kevin Hayes and Kevin Becker and all Kevin, row number 5. Dan Sykes and your points leader currently Austin Carey going to roll it in row number 6. Row 7 is going to go to Dustin Harrell and Mike McCray, with Chris Smith and Jamie LaRoque rolling it in row number 8. Row 9 sees Fred Garcia and Stephen Tuck, the last one to lay a time down here in qualifying. Michael Anthony, Abram Gaston, and Darren Staff, all 3 of whom did not lay times in qualifying, are going to be lined up via their iRating. So 120 laps of scheduled distance here tonight. No stage cautions as field's starting to form up. And what a beautiful field it is just waiting on a couple last-minute stragglers to grid here. I want to thank everybody for joining us here tonight in the live chat. If you haven't done so already, excuse me, as that was a bad idea. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. It really helps share these videos with the YouTube algorithm. The more thumbs up the video gets, the more likely it is to be shared on someone's homepage when they log into their YouTube account. And if you haven't done so already, hit the subscribe button and turn on bell notifications so you don't miss a single moment of action here on Sim Racing Media. As we've got a quadruple header slated for tomorrow. Kicking it off at 8:20 Eastern Time from Phoenix with the AARL Truckers Freedom America Cup Series. The Arithmetic Cup Series will be at Bristol about a half hour later, along with the Monsters of Energy Cup Series at Dover. And then the nightcap, as always, Western States as they go to Iowa for their next round. So again, go ahead and subscribe, turn on bell notifications. We'd love to have you joining us, folks. And let us know in the live chat who you're pulling for tonight. We'll try to highlight your favorite driver throughout the night. As the field worked its way down the back straightaway here at Kentucky. Getting ready to come in through the tunnel turn right now in turn 3. A little bit of a bump as they do go through the middle of 3. Pace truck getting ready to haul it on off. Dylan Grimm going to have the button. The only thing that's left for me to say is it's time to wipe the visor and adjust the 5-point harness. Grandma, grab some corn because it's time to get it on in Kentucky. And you know what I mean when I say grab some corn, Grandma. As they come out of turn number 4, say it with me, folks. Race fans, it's showtime!
Green flag, green flag.
Worrell and Grimm still side by side as they haul it off into turn number 1. Here on lap 1 of 120. Still too wide through most of the pack right now. And can anybody end the Toyota's domination here? I guarantee you Greg Barnett is looking to play spoiler tonight, as he is the first non-Toyota in the top 6. Actually, he's the only one in the top 6. Highest running of the Blue Oval camp right now, as Grimm's going to lead lap 1. Worrell still working that outer lane. This was one of those first tracks to receive progressive banking. That was Nate Brown electing to pit start this one. Worrell and Grimm still door-to-door at the front of this piece. A little bit of a breakaway as Greg Barnett has a little bit of breathing room. Back to Evan Kinney now as he's working on Jeremy Moore back there. We're still watching this race for the lead up in front. There you see Kinney and Moore going side by side behind this trio. Moore flirting with the wall, coming off a 2. Does have a good head of steam coming down the back chute. Grimm, though, going to bomb it in there. Worrell with a nose out front currently, trying to make it stick on the top shelf. And just like that, Worrell going to lead lap number 3 as we are starting lap 4. And that side-by-side has allowed Evan Kinney and company to start to join the fracas here at the front. And all your usual heavy hitters up there. Barnett, Kinney, Moore, Higginbottom. All sitting there playing follow the leader with Chris Worrell and Dylan Grimm right now. As we're going to check back to just outside the top 10. And you see Nate Brown, the lap truck, as he's working with Dustin Harrell, Darren Staff, and Chris Smith. As that is Staff and Harold going side by side down the back chute here, right behind Brown. And now they're 3 wide as the 14 of Chris Smith throws it to the upper shelf. To get that sorted out pretty quick, as now Chris Smith is side by side, and that is Michael Anthony in the second Bulls Garana truck as he's trying to follow Darren Staff up through the field here. Staff currently sitting plus 10 in 11th place. Anthony is now plus 6, sitting in 13th. Still side by side is Anthony and Smith, neither one wanting to give an inch right now. Still playing follow the leader up in the front, so you're not missing much, folks. But the battles through the mid-pack are starting to heat up. We talked about him during qualifying. There's Jamie LaRoque following his fellow Canadian Mike McRae, as you see Stephen Tuck to the outside of them. Tuck just going to slot in and kind of just ride for right now. As right there in the mid-pack, that is Kevin Hayes and Jason Higginbottom going after each other. That is your battle for 6th. Hayes has it. Higginbottom wants it. Throw a blanket over your top 10 right now. Is everybody right within striking distance of each other? As here comes your points leader, Austin Carey, to the inside of Kevin Becker. Carey a little bit sideways, coming off a 2, had to chase it. Now he switches over, goes to the outside. Now double crosses again, down on the apron for your points leader. He's really going after it tonight. That is Austin Carey, currently sitting in 9th. Becker not done with him yet, though, as they come back to the inside. Right in front of them is Pack and Higginbottom going after each other. And we got a bid for the lead. Grimm on the low side, Worrell on the top shelf. Grimm got a better run off of turn number 4. And here comes Greg Barnett looking to the inside of Worrell as well. Before any of you ask, yes, that is the same Chris Worrell that we have seen and same Michael Anthony we have seen on Friday nights with the iRacing East Super Speedway Series, which will be coming back this coming Friday. Also, this coming Tuesday, you're not going to want to miss IndyCars making their return with Sim Racers Edge. And that will be a Thursday start for that one. And it's right up at the front of this thing. These guys are still not giving up, as Jeremy Moore under heavy pressure right now. It is Hayes all over his tailgate, who's got Higginbottom all over him. And here comes Pack to the inside of Higginbottom. Higginbottom gets a much better run off of turn number 4 as Jeremy Moore under intense pressure from Kevin Hayes. Hayes on the low side, Moore on the top shelf. Chevy on Toyota Crime there. As you've got the Toyota Worrell, the Toyota of Grimm, the Ford of Barnett, the Toyota of Kinney, the Chevy of Hayes, the Toyota of Moore, the Toyota of Higginbottom, the Chevy of Pack, the Toyota of Carey, and the Chevy of Becker, rounding out your top 10 as we currently sit. Just as I say that, Carey, 3 wide. Good grief. That was your battle for 8th as they went 3 wide. Something happened to the 12 as Pack just got freight trained. And he's about to lose another spot. Carey under pressure from the 59 of Staff as they come through 3 and 4. And that is Michael Anthony right behind Staff right now. Your 2 biggest movers kind of following each other through the field, as Staff currently plus 11 sitting in 10th, and Anthony, after not qualifying and having to start at the tail end of the field, almost shotgun, is already plus 7. Pack trying to battle back against Staff. They're finally getting that one sorted out. Now Pack and Anthony going after each other. Brown there as well, trying to help his fellow Toyota driver get up there as Hayes and Kinney now go side by side. Looks like Kinney may have gotten into the wall. You can see a little bit of wrinkle. Oh yeah, no, Kinney definitely got into the wall off of 2. Higginbottom and Moore going after each other right now. This is your battle for 6th and 7th. Is Becker back there as well, just riding right now. Not really pushing the issue yet, but also not letting the leaders get too far from him. Working lap 16 of 120 here tonight. Thank you so much for making Sim Racing Media a part of your evening. Again, you are watching round number 8 of the CleanRacing.net Truck Series live from Kentucky. Tony Trapasso up in the booth with you for this one. Thank you so much for making us a part of your evening. As now we're watching Michael Anthony go door to door with Darren Staff. They go side by side into turn number 3. Toyota on Toyota action. As Anthony leaning on Staff a little bit. Staff was trying to pinch Anthony down. Anthony was having none of it. Austin Carey drops down to pick up Anthony in the draft. That's going to pull him along, give him a shot, a slingshot into turn number 1. Anthony checks up 3 wide with your points leader. And that is Austin Carey. That was the meat in that sandwich. As Anthony now up there. Now Brown pushing on Carey, trying to get him back into the top 10. As Staff has 10th, Carey wants it. Up in front of these guys, though, we do have some good battling going on as your battle for 3rd starting to really heat up, as it's 2 in front of them have really started to check out. Worrell and Grimm running stem to stern, 1.25 seconds up the road. You're talking about half the distance of the front or the back straightaway. That is the gap for 1st and 2nd. But this battle for 3rd, hot and heavy, as Hayes has it. Barnett, Kinney, Higginbottom, Moore, and Becker all right there. Working lap 20 of 120 here from Kansas. Again, thank everybody for joining us here in the live chat. All right, good enough. Tell me, Burnett checking in the chat with us. Sir, it's a pleasure to have you with us. As your boy's got a pretty good run going on. Currently sitting in 4th, right where he qualified. And he's got some breathing room between himself and the trucks around him. Just settling in, riding, making sure what he's got here in the first run. That is, of course, Greg Barnett. Currently sitting 2nd in the point standings as well, out of Lyman, South Carolina. Highest running Ford so far in the series. Currently sitting in 4th. Abram Gaston in the Fanatec 63, trying to make some moves right now on Dustin Harrell. Dan Sykes right there as well in the Hoonigan 66, trying to make some headway. And there is the 24, the 85, and the 88. That is Jeremy Moore, Kevin Becker, and Michael Anthony all running stem to stern. You got the very wounded 6 of Evan Kinney as he completely pancaked the right side of that truck. Anthony right down on the apron trying to make something happen, and we got a bid for the lead starting to rear its head. Now they've carved out about a second, 1.3 seconds is the gap from Grimm in 2nd to Hayes back in 3rd. And there's Pack in trouble towards the back here. He may have gone way too hard, way too soon, as we were working lap 24 of 120, and Chris Smith made the pass look just that easy. Speaking of passes, Michael Anthony currently sitting plus 12. Knocking on the door of the top 5 right now as he is all over Jeremy Moore, but he's also got Kevin Becker right behind him. And something just happened to Grimm. Looks like maybe connection issues. And my live timing scoring threw a fit there for a second. We're going to go back to this battle for 6. It's Jeremy Moore in the United States Air Force Toyota. And as I've said a couple of times already this season, folks, don't let that moniker twist you up. Because of the 3 major brands of pickup trucks that are on track tonight, the Chevys are made in Canada, the Fords are made in Mexico. Toyota is the only one that has a plant in the United States. So it's kind of fitting that the United States Air Force is on the 24. Grimm was looking to the outside. A Worrell there coming down the front chute. Going to slot back into second as we're still looking at about a second back to the 51 of Hayes. Hayes is starting to pull a little bit of a gap on Barnett as Barnett has Higginbottom right behind him. But they are steadily reeling in the 2 at the front of this piece right now. So 2 Toyotas in the front, Hayes' Chevy, Barnett's Ford, and then you've got 3 Toyotas behind him in the form of Jason Higginbottom, Michael Anthony, and Jeremy Moore. As Moore has gotten by, or Anthony has gotten by Moore finally. And now right on the back bumper of Higginbottom is Higginbottom looking to the inside of Barnett, going into 3. Full send-it mode for the Toyota on the low side. Barnett trying to battle back as Higginbottom runs him up the hill. And here we go, 3 wide. That is your battle for 4th as Anthony not afraid to go 3 wide. They're still 3 wide. Good grief. This is the kind of action we normally see on the Sunday or Saturday night premiere of the Sim Racing Media Super Late Model AI series. Those guys aren't afraid to take it 3 wide anywhere. And Michael Anthony looking pretty strong here tonight. Currently sitting plus 15. As Worrell still has his rearview mirror filled with the 7 of Grimm. But the gap is coming down. As Kevin Hayes now only 3/4 of a second behind. You can see him there. As Grimm's going to throw it to the inside. Coming down the back straightaway. Going to send it going into 3. Grimm back to the point. Worrell going to slot in right behind him. And the Chase becomes the Chase E. Worrell back to the point as he's going to send it back going into turn number 1. And those guys battling like that is allowing Kevin Hayes in the 51 to reel them in. Strongest Chevy currently sitting in 3rd place. 2 Toyotas in front of him, 2 Toyotas behind him. Greg Barnett's Ford, unfortunately, just sitting outside the top 5 right now. Strong run going so far. Working lap 31 of 120. As we're going to check back here with Mike McCrate as he and Jamie LaRoche going after each other. Current points leader Austin Carey working on the 63 of Aberon Gaston. That Falcon Tire Toyota is completely wound up right now. And he is just trying to keep that truck clean because there is a bonus point for a clean race. Thus, cleanracing.net. And that man right there, Evan Kinney, has already relinquished his clean race after banging the wall coming off a 2 about 30 laps ago. Nate Brown started in the pit, is currently sitting the only truck 1 lap down. Just as I say that, Fred Garcia went pit side. Not sure exactly what happened to Fred. There's nothing triggered on my live timing and scoring. So as we currently sit, Worrell in the lead as what just happened to Jason Higginbottom? Oh no. Oh yeah. He gone. Higginbottom with connection issues. And the tattletale to that Higginbottom is no longer with us, is anytime it goes to that blimp view of the entire Speedway, that means that driver is no longer there when I click on their name in my live timing and scoring feed. It is right now Abram Gaston flirting just outside the top 10 as he and Chris Smith going after each other. That is your battle for 11th and 12th. Gaston has it. Smith wants it. Gaston currently sitting +9. Right in front of him, though, that is a whole angry pack of wolves. 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th, all right there. And I take that back. That is 9th. As there is a little bit of a gap from Evan Kinney back to Ken Pack, who currently sits in 10th. Pack, no real pressure from behind yet, as Gaston gets clear of Smith and now tries to reel in the 12 of Pack. Field's starting to get pretty strung out here right now as we're working lap 36, getting ready to put 36 in the books. Chris Worrell currently shows the way here in that Balls Guarana Energy number 97. His teammate Michael Anthony flirting in just outside the top 3 right now. And he has reeled in Kevin Hayes as Dylan Grimm going to under some pressure right now from Hayes. Grimm may have gone too hard too soon and just burned the right front tire off that truck, as that is what this track is notorious for, punishing right front tires. If you can figure out how to keep the tires under you, you're going to do just fine here. As Pack and Gaston have closed things up for your battle for the final spot in the top 10. And right in front of them, we saw there was a little bit of side-by-side going up there. As now Gaston and Pack, Gaston has it. Pack may have gone, he's burned that right front tire off, because you could see how long he had to wait for that truck to actually start to initiate that turn. And there's Greg Barnett in the POW MIA number 38. He's teammate Jeremy Moore in the Toyota, trying to reel him in right now as there's some side-by-side action. That is Nate Brown, currently working on the 59 of Darren Staff. Now, Brown is a lap down, but he's showing that had he not pit started, he definitely would have had something for these boys here tonight. Syracuse native in the 69 Toyota. The greater Syracuse Metroplex, let's put it that way. Yeah, that's what I used to tell everybody I was from when I would tell, when I was down south working in the Cup Garage. Where are you from? Syracuse. Because it's hard to explain where Fulton, New York is. Everybody hears the word New York and they immediately think the city. No, we have Hicks up here too. And you can't say that unless you are one, and, well, I are one. As green flag pit stop starting to take place, Kevin Hayes peels off. Darren Staff is peeled off. Dylan Grimm, Dan Sykes, Austin Carey, LaRoque, and McCrate have all pitted. So that's going to promote Michael Anthony up into second, though his teammate Chris Worrell is another 2 seconds up the road, almost the length of the back straightaway, separating those two Balls Guarana teammates, as that is Becker in a whole angry gaggle, working the inside of Barnett right now. Barnett caught on the top shelf, as Kenny going to bring it pit side, as that is Brown trying to break them up a little bit. Again, Brown, the first car, one or more laps down. currently. Oy. Barnett almost into the tailgate of Becker. And suddenly a wild Fred Garcia appears behind them. Barnett really checked up to stay off of the 85 of Becker. And we're about to see some pretty quick laps coming from those guys that have already been down pit road. Almost 2 full seconds is the drop-off between 43-year-old tires and fresh shoes, as Michael Anthony going to try to get the undercut on his teammate. Here comes Barnett. That's going to move Becker up into second. Pack and Tuck right there as well with each other. Grimm trying to get his lap back the hard way as he goes around Nate Brown to now become the first truck 1 or more laps down. As that is second place, Becker in front of him. And Worrell's going to have to stop the hemorrhaging here, as he is just doing nothing but losing track position to Dylan Grimm. As Grimm, the last time by was a 32 flat. Worrell gave up 7/10 to him. And Darren Stapp just laid down the quickest lap of the event so far with a 31:03. And that's Michael Anthony coming out of pits on his out lap here. Stapp already got some heat into the tires. And Anthony now down and away. Grimm now sits in second as almost a full lap behind your race leader, Chris Worrell. As Stapp and Anthony still going after each other. Michael Anthony just set the purple in the first sector on the track. So first half of the lap for Anthony, it's a 15.1. Is Nate Brown way off pace. That's had to check Anthony up quite a bit. Oh, he left a lot on the table that time. Darren Stapp guessed right. Stapp and Anthony climbing their way back through this field. As Anthony again sets purple in the first sector. The question is, how long is Worrell going to stay out here? Is he going to try to one-stop this? Excellent question. Only he knows the answer to that right now. It's Anthony and Stapp still going after each other for fourth, side by side, hauling it off into turn number 1 here at Kentucky. Two things Kentucky is known for. Some of the best fried chicken on the planet, and some of the best corn whiskey on the planet. Oh yeah, and that horse race that happens every May. Checking back in with Ken Pack and Kevin Becker as they are going after each other right now. Evan Kinney and Greg Barnett. No quarter asked for, no quarter given between those two, as Barnett going to wrestle the spot away from Kinney. That is 9th, 10th, and 11th right there, as Chris Smith works to the inside of Kinney now. Kinney still having some issues from that damage on the right side of the 6. And there you could see it wholeheartedly, as the right side of that truck is completely cheese grated, as Worrell now brings it down pit road. There is Dylan Grimm coming through 3 and 4 right now. You got to think all that time that Worrell was hemorrhaging time on track, now down and away, as Grimm flashes by. Hayes, Anthony, Staff all flash by. Worrell just now coming out of the pits. Should be okay, as there's Jeremy Moore and Abram Gaston. Worrell definitely with a tire advantage right now, as he went 10 more laps than anyone else in the top 5. The only one that still has to pit at all, I believe, is going to be that man, Dan Sykes. No, he has been down pit road. It's Michael Anthony and Kevin Hayes going after each other for second place right now. Anthony has it. Hayes wants it. They're both starting to reel Grimm in, though. These guys are just flat getting it. Throw a blanket over your top 3. It's your points leader, 1 and 2 in points right there. Greg Barnett currently sitting second in points. Austin Carey currently sitting atop the heap. On the outside, Carey flirting with the wall on the exit of 2. Barnett going to wrestle the spot back from this. Is your battle for 8th, 9th, and 10th, with Barnett, Carey, and Smith still running stem to stern. And we got a bid for the lead. Michael Anthony looking to the inside of Grimm, coming through 1 and 2. Anthony going to wrestle the lead away. Grimm going to drop into the slipstream. And they didn't lose a lot of time, as Hayes now has those 2 trucks punching the hole in the air for him in front of him, able to get a little bit more speed down the back straightaway, as Anthony now starts to pull a little bit of a gap on your pole sitter, Dylan Grimm. Anthony currently sitting plus 18. Hayes now putting some pressure on Grimm for second. Meanwhile, it's Jeremy Moore and Abram Gaston going after each other. Gaston currently sitting plus 14, as he is just outside of the top 5. And Worrell starting to reel in the 59 of staff. As you can see, they only got Jamie LaRoque in between, Mike McRae in between the 2 of them. Battle for second, side by side, coming off of turn number 2. Michael Anthony's looking in his rearview mirror going, yep, go ahead, guys. Run side by side. I'm just going to walk away. Fast approaching the halfway mark here tonight from Kentucky. Again, thank you so much for joining us for round number 8 of the CleanRacing.net Truck Series, presented by the Ringside Report.net. For all your MMA and combat sport needs, wrestling, kickboxing, boxing itself, Muay Thai, you can find it all on the Ringside Report.net. As it looks like Hayes has been able to get by Grimm. Now it sets the sights on trying to reel in this man, Michael Anthony, currently sitting atop the pile. And again, we've got a lot of action coming up here on Sim Racing Media, so if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button and turn on bell notifications, because you're not going to want to miss a single moment of action, as we've got 2 leagues returning this week. But of course, we've got the standard quadruple header on Tuesday, starting with the AARL Truckers Street America Cup Series from Phoenix at 8:20. And a half hour later, we've got the Rickman Tech Cup Series from Bristol and the Monsters of Energy Cup Series from Dover. And the nightcap, as always, on Tuesday is going to be the Western States Racing League, season number 47. Good grief. It's going to fire off at 10:05 Eastern Time. And then Thursday and Friday, I'm very excited for, as we have the return of Sim Racers Edge IndyCars to the network. They decided to come back home after taking a season away from us, and we're glad to have them back wholeheartedly. And for those of you who have not been following things, Nate Siefker has returned to the track. However, he's now returned to the booth after winning his third championship in Sim Racer's Edge in 4 seasons. Nate Siefker is going to be in the broadcast booth, and that is going to be Dave Regal, Frank Marchese, and Nate Siefker. That is going to be your broadcast team, with Frank and Dave alternating weeks, as Frank, of course, does have his full-time gig with the home station of the San Diego Padres. And it's still the heart of baseball season, and playoffs are coming, and the Padres are looking pretty good. Meanwhile, back here at the race, that is Becker, Pack, and Smith all going after each other for 9th, 10th, and 11th. Pack and Smith running door-to-door right now, as Smith caught up on that second lane, not really helping things, as those 2 Chevys have ganged up on him on the top shelf. And just as I say that, here comes Smith to the inside. And don't look now, but that is your points leader, Austin Carey, right behind him. As now the 2 Balls Guarana trucks are back to running 1 and 2, although they have swapped spots, as Anthony now shows the way. Worrell sits in second, as he has gotten by Kevin Hayes, who sits in third, Dylan Grimm, who sits in fourth, and there's Jeremy Moore rounding out your top 5. As there you can see the separation between 1 and 2, 2 and 3, and 3 and 4. 3 and 4 is pretty darn close when you think about it. 5 and 6 right on top of each other. As that is 6 and 7 trying to get it done right now. That is Darren Staff in the 59. Abram Gaston in the 63. Again, 2 of your bigger movers here tonight. Staff is plus 15, currently sits in 6. Gaston is currently plus 13, looking to be plus 14. So you're still side by side. Trying to use a little side draft. Gaston keeps him up off the apron. That's going to not make Staff very happy, as both those drivers are now plus 14. But your biggest mover of the night is the man that's leading the pack, currently plus 18 after starting very deep in the field, after not laying a time in qualifying. That is Michael Anthony, plus 18. Battle for 12th, getting hot and heavy right now, as that's your points leader. Austin Carey on the top side. Stephen Tuck's Toyota on the low side. And Carey's just worrying about consistency and coming out with as many points as he can, as he tries to pad that points lead that he had coming into tonight. And looks like connection issues starting to rear their heads for Chris Worrell. Not a good time. There's Mike McCray right in front of your battle for 9th. As Becker has it, Pack wants it. Greg Barnett and Darren Staff running nose to tail. That is your battle for 7th and 8th. And it looks like Chris Worrell has caught his teammate. Worrell and Anthony running 1-2 right now. If they can hang on for another, well, almost 62 laps. 52 laps this time by. It would be the first win for either of them here in the CleanRacing.net Truck Series, which brings me to my next point. You're also going to be able to see those two gentlemen in action this coming Friday as the iRacing East Super Speedway Series makes its return to the network. 8:20 Eastern Time start from Daytona. And yes, you heard me right, Super Speedway Series. They alternate between all three versions of Daytona and the one version of Talladega, and they rotate the car every week. Some fun action for that one. You're not going to want to miss it, as they are coming back this coming Friday. So right now, Worrell and Anthony have a 5-second lead over third place Kevin Hayes. Both those guys just kind of riding right now until the next round of pit stops, which we're expecting somewhere in the neighborhood of lap 90. Closest battle on track right now is that battle for ninth that is still rages on between Kevin Becker and Ken Pack. Those two guys have been all over each other's tailgate since the green flag pit stop round. Everybody minding their P's and Q's here tonight, as 21 Trucks did take the green flag. Only retirement to speak of so far is the 44 Jason Higginbottom, as unfortunately connection issues getting the better of him tonight. And just like that, the battle for 9th and 10th has now become a battle for 8th, 9th, and 10th, as they have reeled in Darren Staff. So the two Chevys ganging up on the Toyota right now as your battle for 8th. Becker throwing it to the inside. Staff knows that they've got a better head of steam than he does. Going to give room. Battling with Pack right now for 9th. And Pack going to wrestle it away as Staff goes from 8th to 10th. And that little kerfuffle has allowed Chris Smith to come into the mix as well. Rest of the field pretty darn strung out right now here at Kansas. Working lap 74, getting ready to put 74 in the books. About a half a lap away as there's your race leader, Chris Worrell, currently sitting atop the pile. We are going to step away, pay a couple bills, and we'll be back right after this.
Drivers that took time, all of them within 3.5 tenths of each other tonight is going to be a very closely competitive race.
As the field works its way out of the 3-4 complex, the only thing that's left to say is wipe the visor, adjust the 5-point safety harness, because race fans, it's showtime!
Amazing looking cars already. Green flag will fly.
Oh, they're wrecking! Well, one thing that you're going to see at this track that we haven't seen the last few weeks is a surface that's multi-group. I think this is the first multi-group surface we're going.
And we are back for round number 8 of the CleanRacing.net Truck Series here from Kentucky Speedway. Tony Spasso up in the booth with you tonight for Sim Racing Media. Again, thanks to all our good friends over at CleanRacing.net and Ringside Report Network. You can find them at ringsidereport.net. Right now, you're watching your race leader, Chris Worrell, as he has just put the six of Evan Kinney another lap down. Kinney trying to battle back now as Kinney's just coming out of the pits for his what should be his money stop anyways. You're within the territory of you can make it from here. Checking back in with that battle for 7th. And that is Becker and Pack still not giving up on each other right now as the two Chevys running stem to stern. And it's a night of what could have been for Nate Brown, as the last time by, Nate had one of the 2 fastest lap times of older tires. Now we've already seen a couple of guys go pit side. Actually, the only one who has gone pit side, I take that back. 2, Kevin Hayes and Evan Kinney. The only 2 that have actually gone pit side for their money stops. Checking back in with Chris Worrell. 2 1/4 seconds to his good over his Balls-Carana teammate. That is Michael Anthony, who's currently sitting plus 17 as Greg Barnett right in front of him. That made no sense. I don't even know what I'm seeing anymore, folks. I'm blind. I apologize. Sorry, that's steering staff getting up and out of the way. Looks like staff down on power right now, fighting that truck. Has run one of the fastest laps here all night. Unfortunately, may have burned those tires up just a tick too quick. This Pack still running stem to stern with Becker. Working lap 83 of 120. Is Gaston going to peel off to bring it pit side? Going to relinquish 6th place. As he starts to fall down the order. Staff is in pit now. Dustin Harrell is already down and away from his money stop. And we're well within the range of you can make it from here, as everybody went at least 40 laps on that first round before the pit stops there. In case you guys are wondering why I'm showing the battle for 6th, this is your closest battle on track right now, folks. So these two guys, they pit at the same time on lap 44 and have been running nose to tail, trying to pick their way back through the field since that round of green flag pit stops. As Dylan Grimm going to peel off, and that's probably going to start the cascade, as the leaders are going to have to cut off that undercut. And after about 40 or so laps, we're looking just shy of 2 seconds of fall off for the most of the entirety of this field. As points leader Austin Carey going to peel off to bring his truck pit side. And Toyota has had a nice quiet night for your points leader in the double deuce. And now this battle for 5th. Becker and Pack, the 2 teammates, just riding right now. You know, it's an interesting paint scheme on PAX number 12 tonight. And I'd like to take this time to mention that, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't done so already, it's very easy to become an organ donor. All you have to do is the next time you're at the DMV, I know, God forbid, we have to go to the DMV, but next time you're at the DMV, just check the box when you renew your license that you want to be a donor to all usable organs. I mean, you're not going to need them. I'm an organ donor. Because where I'm going, I'm not going to need them. And if I can help save at least one life by donating any usable organ, I want to do that. And pay it forward, folks. You know, become an organ donor today. Laps continue to click off here at Kentucky. It's Michael Anthony going to peel off, as is the 14 of Chris Smith. The 16 of Dustin Harrell weaving his way through. There we go. The teammates are going to bring it pit side now. That is Pack and Becker. Worrell bringing it pit side as well. Barnett stays out. And here comes Abram Gaston trying to get his lap back the hard way. And Austin Carey, don't ever say that our points leader is dilly-dallying. He just set the fastest time of the night. With a 31:06. Next closest time is a 31:07 set by Evan Kinney. Barnett now showing the way in the POW MIA number 38. Going to get credit with leading a lap this time by all important bonus point for leading a lap. And the only one in the top 5 right now that has not come down for his money stop. Just as I say that, Michael Anthony clicking one off, goes purple in the first sector. Let's see what the second half of the lap looks like for Anthony. Wow. First one to go sub 31 here tonight, as Barnett finally peels off. There is Kevin Hayes, your current race leader. As he has Darren Staff to his outside. Staff currently sitting a lap, 2 laps down. Wants to try to get at least one of them back the hard way. Anthony and Worrell flash by Barnett. Dylan Grimm up into 4th. Abram Gaston up into 5th now, as left side's going on for Barnett. He's down and away. Kevin Becker popped for speeding on. Oh, what a night. That's a nightmare for the 85 team, as his teammate Ken Pack currently working on Austin Carey. And something just happened to Hayes. Let's go back and take a look at that, because Michael Anthony passed him like he was stopped. Here he is coming through 2. There you can see Anthony behind him. And just not having the pace in the 51 right now. He's only got about 8 lap newer tires, or older tires, than Anthony. So that's interesting right there. So we're back live, following along with Hayes as he's hemorrhaging time right now. There's Dan Sykes now sitting on the back of Darren Staff. As Staff has just gone a lap down to Anthony. Sykes is forward looking to follow him through. Nate Brown comes down to be the final one to take his money stop. And I take that back. Sykes still has to come down. He was last down on lap 66. We are currently 25 to go. That is a big ask out of a fuel tank. Just like that. As Chris Worrell up into second. As Hayes falls back to third. Dylan Grimm on a charge right now, trying to reel in Hayes. As we're watching Worrell work the backside of the 66 of Sykes. Michael Anthony still another 3 seconds up the road. There's Anthony coming down the back straightaway here at Kentucky. Again, thank you so much for making us a part of your evening. And if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button and turn on bell notifications. You're not going to want to miss a single moment of action here on the Sim Racing Media Network, as we've got a quadruple header in store for you tomorrow night, a triple header in store for you on Wednesday, and 2 returns on Thursday and Friday, with the Sim Racers Edge IndyCar Series coming back on Thursday, and the iRacing East Super Speedway Series making its return on Friday. And I hate to say this, folks, but this field is rather strung out right now. Closest battle on track is this one right here between Jeremy Moore and Abram Gaston. You see Nate Brown, who is currently sitting 1 lap down right behind Moore. Anthony, Worrell, Hayes, Grimm, Gaston, Moore, Kinney, Pack, Barnett, and Carey sitting in your top 10 right now. And Nate Brown has had the speed. It's just he missed the grid. Checking in right now as that's Chris Smith battling with Austin Carey. As Carey has 10th, Smith wants it. Carey not going to put his truck in any questionable situations if he can at all avoid it. Wants to get that all-important bonus point for a clean race here tonight. Oy. Things starting to heat up right now for 7th as well, as that is Pack, Kinney, and Barnett going after each other. 7th, 8th, and 9th running stem to stern right now. It's Barnett trying to get as many points as he can. He knows he's got Austin Carey behind him. Coming into the night, 2nd in points. Barnett would love. Whoosh. That was a close moment with Ken Pack. That's putting a lot of faith in netcode, folks. Sitting just inside, 20 to go, at 18 to go. Your leader is this man, Michael Anthony, right now, with a 2.5 second gap over his teammate, Chris Worrell. You see a lot more closeness with those two this coming Friday as the iRacing East Super Speedway Series makes its return at Daytona. Both Anthony and Worrell signed up to run with that group. There's Jeremy Moore currently sitting the last car in your top 5 as Gaston Abram trying to do what he can to reel him back in. Abram currently sitting plus 14 back in 6th. Biggest mover tonight, though, is the man in behind the wheel of the 88 Balls Energy Toyota Tundra, and that is Michael Anthony, as he's currently sitting plus 18 tonight. Only 11 trucks being shown on the lead lap right now, and that's about to drop down to 10, as that is your current 11th place runner and points leader, Austin Carey, sitting there in 11th. As battle for third, hot and heavy as well, as Dylan Grimm has caught Kevin Hayes. You see the Brandt Toyota Tundra down on the low side, Hayes on the top shelf. Grimm going to jump up and try to pull a draft on that Chevy right now, coming down the front chute. Give the advantage to Grimm as he's taking the shorter way around, and it looks like Hayes knows Grimm has more speed than him. He's not even putting up much of a battle right now, as we are currently 15 to go. Grimm and Hayes still slugging out for the final step of the podium. Now, Grimm was your pole sitter tonight, and Michael Anthony didn't lay a time in qualifying. So you got to kind of ask yourself what would have been with Anthony in the 88 having to climb his way through the field. Keeping it ball pointed in the right direction right now, as Grimm now has the final step of the podium. As Dan Sykes and Darren Staff starting to heat up here. As something's going on with Gaston in the 63, as he is not having a good time of it on that top shelf. Checking back in with Grimm and Hayes, as that is your closest grouping right now on track. Everybody else with at least a second and a half gap over the car next to them. 12 laps to go. Michael Anthony is only his third start here with the CleanRacing.net Truck Series. Whoa, what just happened there? I think Austin Carey may have gotten into the wall coming down the back straightaway. See if we can see any damage. The light scuff on that right rear bedside. But in only his third start with the series, Michael Anthony currently shows the way by a second and a half over his teammate Chris Worrell. And there's Worrell working the inside of the Chief Cook and Bottle Washer here in the CleanRacing.net Truck Series. That is Fred Garcia in the Chevy Silverado. Austin Carey working the inside of Fred. Grimm and Hayes have caught back up with each other. There's the lap truck, that's the 59 of Darren Staff. Oy. Staff getting a little too close for my comfort level on the 7 of Grimm. Didn't rattle either of them, though. So we are now 10 to go. Michael Anthony is lapped up to 10th. And it's about to get even more exciting, as that is 10th place Chris Smith right in front of your race leader. Dustin Harrell and Evan Kinney there as well. So that is 9th, 10th, and 13th sitting in front of your race leader. And Worrell has clawed back about a quarter of a second on his teammate. As here we go with 9 to go here at Kentucky. The 16 of Harrell getting up and out of the way. It's the 14 of Smith trying to reel in the 6 of Kinney. He's got to realize, though, that the leader is behind him, and nobody wants to be, and I'm using air quotes here, that guy. And we all know what I mean when I say that guy. Seven laps to go this time across the stripe. As your battle for ninth, still hot and heavy. Smith leaning on Kenny as they come out of turn number 2 and down the back straightaway here at Kentucky. Anthony just biding his time right now. No real opening to speak of as the Toyota of Smith working on the 6th Toyota of Kenny. Now it's 6 to go here at Kentucky. Why do I keep saying that other track? I don't know. Smith doing everything he can to try to finish on the lead lap here, as Kenny now sitting a lap down to your race leader. It's the 88 of Michael Anthony letting Kenny know that he's none too happy with them holding him up and letting Chris Worrell claw back another half second. 5 laps to go. Anthony has now lapped up to 8th. Ken Pack in the 12 is your last truck on the lead lap as we are closing it on 4 to go. Coming across the stripe this time, Anthony and Worrell, the gap is now down to 3/4 of a second as Worrell having to fight through the same traffic that Anthony had to earlier. Anthony, though, has clean track in front of him. Anthony shows the way as the 14 gets up and out of the way of Worrell. Three laps to go. Does Worrell have anything for his Balls Energy teammate? What a story with those two. It's Worrell's 4th start, Anthony's 3rd start with the series. And Anthony, in his previous 3 starts, we'll give him the mulligan for his first race because that was, whew. But his second 2 starts finished on the podium both times. Popsicle sticks in the air. 3 miles to go. Michael Anthony leads Chris Worrell by half a second. There you can see 1 and 2. That is your closest battle on track right now. Either one of those guys comes home with the victory, and it's going to be their first win here in the CleanRacing.net Truck Series. White flag in the air. 1.5 miles to go. We're racing back to checkers. Worrell has closed the gap from half a second down to just over a quarter, giving all the pressure he can to Michael Anthony, his teammate right now. Did Worrell save enough earlier in the run? One more corner to get it sorted out. Worrell sends it. Anthony throws the block going into 3, coming off of turn number 4. Worrell looks to the top side. Anthony's going to hang on. Michael Anthony wins at Kentucky. His teammate Chris Worrell less than 1/10 of a second behind him in second place. 14 seconds to the good over that man, your pole sitter. You're driving the number 7, Dylan Grimm. And they lapped all the way up to 8th place tonight. As we are going to, as soon as I can get my mouse to work, there we go. We're going to make this easy, and I'm going to go down to their channel in the Discord as Michael Anthony burning them down here on the front stretch of Kentucky. Mike, it didn't take you long to do it. Congratulations on getting your first win here in the CleanRacing.net Truck Series.
Appreciate it, sir. Yeah, I knew one was coming eventually. I honestly, I didn't think it was going to be tonight after the first couple pit stops. I thought I was going to settle for another second, but unfortunately, I think my teammate had some pit issues, and that granted us the win.
What happened during qualifying?
I just didn't qualify. I wanted to kind of work my way through the back, see how much I could save tires and drive up, and I happened to do a good job doing that.
Should I call you a show-off now?
Maybe. No, I just wanted to have some fun tonight, save those tires. I had a feeling that there was going to be a big one, and there wasn't. It was a really good race. So hats off to all the guys in the league. Yeah, absolutely. It was a great night. Next week, we go into something that's a little more familiar for both you and your Balls Energy teammate, Chris Worrell. 80 laps at Daytona next week. What are your thoughts going into that race? It'll be fun. It'll be chaos.
Always is at Daytona. Chris, Mike, who do you need to thank before we let you go celebrate?
I appreciate you guys, as always, put on the broadcast. You always put on a good show. The league, CleanRacing.net, for hosting this. Balls Racing, Chris, my teammate tonight, and that's about it.
All right. Michael Anthony, your winner here at Kentucky. And joining us now is his Balls Guarana teammate, Chris. Started second, finished second, had a strong running truck all night.
Yeah, that was fun. Glad if I was going to get beat, it was by Mike. Yeah, that really sucks, though. There's nothing more than I wanted to come back and get him there at the end. That was close. But, yeah, congrats to Mike. He did a good job.
Just how bad was the right front tire being chewed up tonight here?
I think for me and Mike, we were pretty good. I heard some people saying they were about to blow tires or whatnot, but we were taking it pretty easy, and I feel like, we were consistently fast, so we didn't have any problems with tire issues right now. On that 35-lap run, it says I ended with the 70 right front and 86 right rear, so
not too bad.
It wasn't too bad. Yeah.
Well,
just average wear.
This coming Friday and next Monday, we're going to be returning to a track that you and Mike are both very familiar at, as both the iRacing East Series and the CleanRacing.net Truck Series are both going to Daytona. What are your thoughts going into the Monday race next week?
It should be fun. Me and Mike have a lot of experience working together on super speedways, so hopefully we can get together with him and Higginbottom. Try us three to maybe work together and one of us get the win.
All right, Chris.
That's the plan, though.
Absolutely. Who do you need to thank before we let you go celebrate the 1-2 finish here for Balls Energy Racing?
Just, you, Tony. Appreciate you putting on the broadcast. CleanRacing.net. Everyone that comes out. A lot of the guys tonight. Dylan was really good. He was fast. Everybody very respectful in this league and fun to race with. So, all the competitors, I'd like to thank them too.
All right. Chris, again, congratulations for the Chris and Mike, both of you. Congratulations for the 1-2 finish here at Kentucky. We will see you this coming Friday.
Thanks, Tony. Have a good night.
You too.
Thanks, man. Look forward to it.
Yes, sir. And unfortunately, we don't have third place Dylan Grimm in the Discord server, so we're not able to talk to Dylan tonight. Let me just double check. Nope, no bueno. So we are going to go into our finishing order here tonight from round number 8 here at Kentucky. Michael Anthony, Chris Worrell, Dylan Grimm, your top 3. And take a look at that gap between first and second and then back to third. A 14-second gap in the closing laps, especially considering that we just did 120 laps without a caution flag here tonight at Kentucky. Normally unheard of, but these guys, they don't call them CleanRacing.net Truck Series for no reason. Kevin Hayes and Jeremy Moore rounding out your top 5. Abram Gaston, Greg Barnett, and Ken Pack rounding out your lead lap cars. Chris Smith coming home in 9th. Evan Kinney rounding out your top 10. Both those drivers were one lap down, along with Austin Carey, Stephen Tuck, Dustin Harrell, Darren Staff, Nate Brown running out your top 15, Jamie LaRoque, and Kevin Becker, and Dan Sykes rounding out your top 18. Mike McRae, Fred Garcia, and Jason Higginbottom rounding out your field of starters. So that is going to do it for us tonight here on the Sim Racing Media Network. Again, you can find us on our Twitter handle, at Sim Racing Media 1 on Twitter. On behalf of Sim Racing Media, this is Tony Chapass. I remind you, ladies and gentlemen, that this week as you walk down the road of life, please don't play in traffic. Good night, everybody. We'll see you next time.